Thomas and the Missing Snowplow. Winter on the island of Sodor can be windy and cold, and when it snows, the wind will blow and the tracks will frost up fast, and the Fat Controller will make the engines wear their snowplows. One morning, the Fat Controller arrived at Tidman's shed. He was in a hurry. "You are all to wear your snowplows and have them fitted. If you don't wear them, you will be in trouble." The engines all replied, "Yes, sir," in unison. Thomas was very upset. He didn't like wearing his snowplow. It made him cold and cross. It felt big and awkward, so he grumbled and he grumbled about it. "Ugh, why should I have to wear my snowplow? Doesn't the Fat Controller even get enough of my complaining?" "Apparently not," swooshed Edward. "And besides, Thomas, we're all fed up with your complaining," interrupted James. And he flounced away. Thomas was at the foundry having his snowplow fitted. "Big, horrid, awkward thing," he grumbled. He complained as he puffed away from the foundry to the mountain village station and the coach's platform. "Why is he always complaining?" confided Annie to Clarabelle. As they started on their journeys, Thomas started bugging again. "Want it off! Want it off! I want this stupid plow off now!" Then Thomas had an idea, so he asked his driver to stop. All the passengers were puzzled. Thomas played a trick on his driver. He told him the plow didn't fit him and that it was too tight, so his driver removed the plow. Thomas was relieved. "That's much better," he puffed. "It's not too tight and it fits just right." Thomas's driver placed the plow near a siding and they kept going on their way. The sun was shining and the sky looked beautiful. There wasn't much snow on the ground either, which made Thomas very happy indeed. As Thomas puffed along, the other engines kept asking him where his snowplow was. Thomas paid them no attention. At last, Thomas had finished all his daily work early. He was happy, so he gave himself one loud toot toot as he turned on the turntable. Just then, Percy arrived at the Fat Controller. Thomas, are you there?" Thomas didn't answer. He didn't want the Fat Controller to know that he had taken off his snowplow, so he hid inside of his berth. I guess Thomas is in here right now." "That was close," whistled Thomas. He puffed away. As he coasted down the line, Thomas began looking at the sky. Those nice and beautiful sunny clouds soon turned into dark gray snow clouds. Thomas was worried. "Those look like snow clouds to me," called his driver. "Then we'd better head back to the siding where I hid my snowplow earlier to find it," he whizzed. Thomas soon arrived at the siding where he thought he had hidden his snowplow. His driver and fireman took their shovels out and started shoveling snow in search of the snowplow. Thomas's crew searched and searched, but no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find the snowplow anywhere. So they kept looking. They looked into sidings, into tunnels, and even over bridges, but there was still no sign of a snowplow. Thomas's snowplow was nowhere to be found. Finally, he arrived at Knapford Station. "Philip, have you seen my snowplow?" "Oh no, Thomas. I don't think I've seen it anywhere." "Sorry." "Poor you," whistled Dominic. "You're an idiot," teased Sophia. "Sorry, Thomas," huffed Henry. Thomas went on the search again, but he still couldn't find his snowplow anywhere. Then there was trouble. It started to snow, and that only made things worse for Thomas. He didn't have a snowplow, and he knew from past experiences that he wasn't strong enough to brave the snow on his own. Once and finally, Thomas hit truck bottom and decided to give up altogether. But then he puffed into a siding and saw something blue sticking out of the snow. "My snowplow!" he hooted happily. "I found it!" Just as his crew went to dig it up from under the snow, Thomas started rolling and slipped away. "Oh no!" he cried. He hit a bend in the track and into a snowdrift. "Ugh, not this crap again!" And Thomas toppled over and the snow fell on top of him. It was an avalanche. He was buried under the snow. Thomas's driver and fireman checked and went for help. Hours later, Percy arrived with Harvey and Butch to the rescue and the Fat Controller. "Are you all right, Thomas?" "Thomas, the tank engine. I warned all engines about wearing their snowplows, and you had to be the only engine to disobey me, didn't you? You're always disobeying me and playing silly games, and I said any engine I find without snowplows would be in trouble." "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. My plow was actually hurting this time." "Save it, Thomas. Your driver and fireman should know better and learn to look out for your engine's tricks." The snowplow was cold and tight, but Thomas knew he had to wear it whatever the weather. At least I'm not getting punished," he said cheekily. "Ha ha! He thinks he's safe. He thinks he's safe," giggled the Fat Controller. The next morning, Thomas's coaches were handed back over to James, and Thomas was due pulling trucks of scrap to the scrapyard all day long. He had definitely learned his lesson.